Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Mukam Karoti Kal Paramananda Madhavam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashaadhyayinim Amba Tvamanusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshini. Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai Govinda Jai Jai Gopal 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 Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Govinda 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 Jai Jai Govinda Jai Jai Gopal 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 Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai Govinda Jai Jai Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai ये राधावर श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। हरि ओम। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता gives us or teaches us the art of right thinking and thereby action. We all have no choice but to act, but there is a choice of how to act and what kind of action we can choose. So, in the beginning of the third chapter, after establishing this, Bhagavan told Arjuna that act you must, but learn how to act. what is to be done and how is to be done. So it was discussed what is to be done. We should do our duties, kartavya karma. Kartavya karma, if not done, then what we will end up doing? Because something we have to do. So if we do not do that which is supposed to be done, we will end up doing that which is not supposed to be done. Akartavya. Or we do things which are only for our own personal gains, our own selfish desires. And when we do for our desire fulfillment, then we get more and more bound, bandhan. So, because of that, here Bhagavan says we have to do our duties. If we do not do desire prompted actions, it is nothing is going to be pending. Whereas if we do not do duties, those actions will be pending because they are supposed to be done. So if not today, tomorrow, if not tomorrow, day after tomorrow, it has to be done sometime or the other because it is a duty. So it will remain pending and will pile up. Whereas if it is a desire prompted action, it is not going to be pending. Oh, yesterday I had this desire I had to fulfill. Yesterday I did not fulfill. So today I have backlog. But in case of duties, there is a backlog and it will keep on piling up. I must do this. I have to do this. So there is no choice but to do this. So keep doing the duties, but doing duties also, there is a possibility of getting attached to our duties. कर्तव्य के साथ भी बंधन में पड़ जाते हैं हम. We are quite capable of that also. Sometimes the action itself attracts. That karma itself is so attractive that we get attached to the karma. I love doing this, so I keep on doing it. That is attachment, out of attachment. Or sometimes the result of the action. I say, I have completed, I am so happy, all done, job done. So that result, and because I want that result, I keep doing it. I want to close, I want to finish this, I want to bring it to a closure. काम खत्म करना है. So that काम खत्म करना है, what happens is, I want to finish it. And now duties are duties. Sometimes as we are doing also something else will come up. कुछ और नया आ सकता है, it is possible. And then we feel very agitated. What is this? I wanted to finish off and it is not getting over only. Again, more. So more and more things are adding up. So this attachment is possible even if we perform duties. कर्तव्य में भी बंधन संभव. So how to save ourselves from that? So the way of saving ourselves from that is dedicate these actions to some higher altar, which is here called Ishwararpana Buddhi. So Kartavya Karma with Ishwararpana Buddhi, I dedicate this to something greater, something higher. It could be Bhagwan, it could be Rashtra, it could be Samaj, it could be Guru, it could be anything. Something greater than me, myself. Something greater than selfishness. So that kind of dedication, Irishwararpana Buddhi, when I do, then automatically when the results come, I am able to receive them cheerfully, which is called Prasada Buddhi. So this Karma Yoga was talked about, and in detail Bhagavan explained this also. Bhagavan also said that this whole creation has come about through Yajna. Sahayajna Praja Srishtva Purovacha Prajapati, and the creator Prajapati, he said that you all also should continue doing Yajna. And you should offer your best to the devatas will give you the best, and that's how both of you keep growing. So all this we saw, and then Bhagavan also indicated that there are some exceptions to this rule. कर्तव्य सभी को करने हैं, पर कुछ लोग हैं जिसको कर्तव्य नाम की चीज होती नहीं है, कोई कर्म करने की आवश्यकता नहीं. एंड हु आर दोज पीपल? जो अपने आप में स्थित हैं. यस्तु आत्मरतिरेव स्यात् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः. Such a person who is reveling in oneself, he does not need anything else for his joy. He does not have to attain anything else in life. Who has attained the highest in this human birth, such a person, नो ड्यूटी, तस्य कार्यम न विद्यते, उसका कोई कर्तव्य नहीं होता जिसने अपने आप को जान लिया. बट डू वी बिलोंग टू दैट कैटेगरी? Bhagavan is telling Arjun, but then through Arjun, because he is our representative, he is telling us also. I don't belong to that category. Then what should I do? Then I have to perform my karma. One more reason Bhagavan says, that reason is leadership. So we had seen a few verses about leadership. Bhagavan said that whether you like it or not, you are a choiceless leader. हम सब लीडर हैं किसी ना किसी रूप में. There will be someone or the other or a few people who will look up to us and imitate us, whether we like it or not, whether we want it or not. Somebody is looking up to us and wants to be like me. और कई बार वो कौन है जो मुझे देख रहा है और मेरा अनुकरण कर रहा है वो मुझे पता भी नहीं है. It could be a complete stranger also. It could be someone who is living in our own home as a family member. It could be a neighbor. It could be anybody. But everyone is a leader in his or her own capacity. And if I am a leader, if somebody is emulating me, then that is also giving me responsibility. I have to act properly. मेरे कर्म भी ठीक होने चाहिए, उसका दायित्व लेना ही पड़ेगा कि लोग मेरा अनुकरण कर रहे हैं तो मेरी भी जिम्मेदारी है कि मैं इसका दायित्व लूं. आई शुड बी एबल टू carry myself in such a way, act in such a way, be wise in my choices so that the whole society is safe. So here Bhagavan also said that this leadership is very, very proactive. It is not sitting at one place and telling people what to do. It is very proactive, demonstrating the best. And he also gives his own example. Hey Partha, I don't have any kartavya, I don't have any duty. Still I am doing it. Why? Loka sangrahameva sampashyan kartumarhasi. You should do it even for the well-being of the whole world, the society. And then he also said that this leadership has to be, I perform action with the same enthusiasm as an ignorant person is performing. जोश दोनों में एक जितना है, एक ज्ञानी में भी अज्ञानी में भी जोश एक समान है, पर अज्ञानी जितने जोश से फल की प्राप्ति के लिए कर्म कर रहा है उतने ही जोश से ज्ञानी केवल कर्म करता है पर फल की इच्छा नहीं रखता. और इसी से समाज का नेतृत्व होता है. Leadership is what? I perform action with the same level of enthusiasm as an ignorant person, but without the attachment to the action or the result. Perform it in the best possible way. And even if I see someone who is not detached, I don't stop them. Stop. First you get detached, only then you act. Na buddhi bhedam janayera jnanam karma sanginam. They are attached, okay, let them do. But as they are doing, don't stop their action, but refine and define them newly. Give them a new direction. Because stopping is easy, restarting is very difficult. Better is, as they are moving, lead them in the right path. उनको दिशा दिखानी है, ना कि उनको रोकना है. कोई कर रहा हो तो आसक्ति से. This is a leader's responsibility. And having said this, now Bhagavan is moving further. We have seen till shloka number 26. Now moving further, Bhagavan is saying, what is the cause of this attachment? ये कर्म की आसक्ति होती क्यों है? मैं बंधता क्यों हूं? Why do I get caught up in action? Why people don't want to do action? Why are they so scared? What is it that binds in the action? That is why sometimes we say, I don't want to take up anything. Why? I will be bound. वो बंधन के डर से कर्म नहीं करते, कर्म का दायित्व भी नहीं लेते. So we feel scared. What will happen? I don't want to take up any responsibility. Here Bhagavan is saying, what is the real cause of this attachment in an ignorant person? What is the cause of attachment? So in verse number 27, Bhagavan is saying, प्रकृते क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः अहंकार विमूढ़ात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते. Saying all this karma is taking place. How? Prakritehe gunaihi kriyamanani. All these actions that are taking place by kriyamanani, are being done by prakritehe gunaihi, by the gunas of prakriti. Prakriti means that power of the Lord which has the ability to create this whole universe. And they say it has three gunas. Three gunas are Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna, Tamo Guna. Sattva Guna, the brilliant; Rajo Guna, the action oriented; Tamo Guna, the dull. So Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna, Tamo Guna, these three gunas, which is the building block, the cause of this entire creation, that gunas of Prakriti, they are only doing all this. How can Sattva Guna do some action and Rajo Guna do some action and Tamo Guna? How? So these gunas are going and doing action. So it is to be understood as the gunas are the building blocks of this whole creation. So where is this body made up of? This body is made up of the five elements. Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, Prithvi. The five elements. These five elements also have these three gunas. So from the Tamo Guna aspect of the five elements, this gross body has come about. From the Rajo Guna aspect, some of the pranas, the karmendriyas, these have come from the Rajo Guna aspect. From the Sattva Guna aspect, the Jnanendriyas, Buddhi, Mana, etc. have come out. So the gross body, the subtle body, all this is created by the instruments of action are created by what? Three gunas. Three gunas are the cause of the instruments. Okay. So what is actually doing the action? Thoughts and actions. All this. Where is the action coming from? Guna only. Okay. What is a field of action? Now, if there are eyes are doing the action of seeing. What are they seeing? Color and form. Color and form of objects. Objects came from the five elements. Five elements, three gunas. So, there is guna and there is guna. So, these gunas are only interacting with each other. So, prakritehe gunaihi sarvashah karmani kriyamanani. All the karmas, all the actions are brought about by the gunas of Prakriti. So it is all happening. Interaction of the instruments with the world of objects. This is what is happening. But the individual ego, ahankara is not a bad word. Ahankara is the I sense. I. मैं हूं, उस मैं भाव को ही अहंकार कहते हैं. मैं vritti, aham vichara, aham vritti. I thought. And what is this I thought made up of? I thought is made up of this I thought very beautifully in other scriptures it is said. This I thought, this ego sense is actually a thief. He does not have anything of his own. He is a thief, this ego. What does he steal? From the consciousness Chaitanya, he takes sentiency. From consciousness, he takes the sentiency, Chetana. And from the world of objects, he takes limitation. Because consciousness does not have limitation, it is infinite consciousness. So from there only the sentiency part it borrows. Borrows means steals. And from the world which has no consciousness but it is limited, that limitation it takes from here. So now what is this I? Sentient, limited individual. This is called Jiva or the individual. तो यहां से चेतना चुरा लिया, यहां से सीमितता चुरा ली, और सीमित चेतन जो व्यक्तित्व है उसको मैं कहता हूं मैं, अहम. उसको ही अहंकार यहां कहा. अहंकार विमूढ़ात्मा. विमूढ़ात्मा, द वन हु डज नॉट नो. विमूढ़ात्मा is actually translated as fool. But fool means what? Fool is a one who does not know. And here he does not know himself. His true identity he does not know. He does not know that he is the infinite consciousness. He thinks himself to be a finite sentient being, bound in this world. And this ego sense, ahankara vimudhatma, because of its ignorance, what does it see? It sees gunas acting. And what does it, the ego say? I am doing. Karta aham iti manyate. I am the doer. Actually, what is doing? The body is working. But the ego identifies with this body and says, I am the doer. Aham karta iti manyate. To understand this, very beautifully Puja Gurudev gives this example, which will directly drive home this point for all of us. There is this family, father, mother, and a young boy, child. All three of them, they are during the boy's vacation time going to the mother's brother's place, uncle's place, मामा के घर. तो माता पिता और बच्चा, वो बच्चे के मामा के घर जा रहे हैं. They are driving there. Now, on the way, it is a hilly, beautiful road, and the uncle's place is in the it's a small town and all, nice scenic beauty. So they are all driving, enjoying. And the father is driving, the son is sitting on the front seat, and the mother is behind because she has to drive from behind. So so now they are going. Now, at one point, this car gets heated up. So then the father knows it has got heated up and it starts giving some jerk. Then he stops. And he says that now we'll have to stop for a while. Old car. And the 5 starts. I told you so many times. Get a new car. Now only when we are going to my brother's house, that time only it has to break down. How many times have I told you? Why don't you take care of the car properly? And every day I remind you, not that I don't remind you. Still you are not listening to me. I told you so many times. I told you. So, the husband says, yeah, okay, sorry. But then sometime we will just, it cools down and we will go. Now the child is seeing mother, father, both of them are into some argument. He is not able to understand. He says, what happened? So then the father says, nothing. No, we are just taking a break. But after this, so then let us start. Why is it not starting? I said, because, somebody has to push. Only then it will go forward. So it needs some push, that's all. So, acha, okay, then I will push. I said, yes, you only have to push because who else? We both are getting old, you are young. You only have to push. Okay, I will push, not to worry. This is okay, you have some water, and then if you want to eat something, you'll get more energy, then you push. Okay, I will push. Now, by the time some time is over, the car has cooled down, now it is ready. So now the child also has eaten something and all. Now child is ready. Okay, I will push. The child puts both his tiny hands on the dashboard in the car, sitting on the front seat, pushing the dashboard forward and saying, Papa, start. And the car starts. See, the car is started. Good, good. Now put force. Yes. Now he is pushing. And slowly the car starts moving. He puts, and then it is moving. They reach the uncle's place. The first thing the boy gets out and says, we were not going to reach today. I pushed the car and we came here. Ahankara vimodhatma karta aham iti manyate. Sitting in the car, pushing the car and thinking, I have done this. Although without my participation also, all this work will happen by itself. I am not needed there. In fact, I am only an observer. I am not the actor at all. But I say, Karta aham iti manyate. Main hu karta. This is what we must have heard this story of a person who is, sitting in a train or on a horseback and has his bag on his head, and there's so much weight the horse will not be able to carry. That is why I am carrying it on my head. It is anyway carried by the horse only. I am not carrying anything. But ahankara vimodhatma kartaham iti manyate. Already it is working. Prakritehe gunaihi kriyamanani is happening. Even without my participation, things are anyway going to happen, and they are happening. So, here Bhagavan says that this ego sense immediately identifies with it and starts taking credit for it. I do. And as soon as this I do mentality comes, then what happens? Attachment. I have done this. So I should get credit. People should recognize me. People should applaud me. People should appreciate me. And I should also get the reward of whatever I have done. The result is very important because I have done. मैंने किया है तो मेरा नाम भी होना चाहिए, उसका मुझे फल भी मिलना चाहिए. People should acknowledge. That is more important. So I am doing constantly. This I do mentality, karta aham karta iti manyate. They consider themselves to be the doer of this action. So the actions are anyway happening by the body and the world in their interaction. But the ignorant understands it to be one's own doing. Now, okay, then what does a man of knowledge understand it to be? So, very beautiful. The drishti, the vision of a man of knowledge, he says, Tattvavittu mahabaho गुणकर्म विभागयोः गुणा गुणेषु वर्तन्ते
गुणेषु वर्तन्ते
इति मत्वा न सज्जते.
इति मत्वा न सज्जते.
Tattvavid tu, whenever this tu comes, which is little different from or opposite of the previous verse. So that's where tu comes. So earlier it was said ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti mannate. Tattvavid tu, parantu tattvavid, the one who knows. Tattva is essence, the knower of the essence. Essence of what? Guna karma vibhagayoho tattvavid. The one who knows about the guna and karma, means the gunas and how they are acting, they know very well. So that kind of people who know the essence of the gunas and their actions, such people, Tattvavittu Mahabaho, He Mahabahu, He Arjuna, Gunaha Guneshu Vartante iti matva na sajjate. Na sajjate, they don't get attached. They don't get attached by iti matva, having known this. What? Gunaha Guneshu Vartante. Gunas are acting on gunas. So it is an interaction between gunas. Means what? Gunaha, instruments, gunaha, objects, vartante. So objects and instruments are interacting with each other. What do I have to do there? I am not the doer. Gunaha guneshu vartante. Where am I in the picture? Iti matva na sajjate. Then he doesn't get attached. He doesn't bother. He doesn't think, I am the karta. Where am I the karta? It's all happening. They interact with each other. I am not doing it. He must have so many times done some actions in which some desired result comes and sometimes it doesn't come also. We wanted to prepare something, let us say food, something we are cooking. We intended to make something, and then at the end of it, something else is made sometimes. So we are trying to make something new from a recipe book. We started making, and suddenly the page turned. So the rest half I am doing. Oh, this I didn't do at all. Okay, this also I have to do. Okay, I do something. Something else comes out. So now, when this interaction happens between the thing, and then I say, I take credit, I have brought about this new taste which nobody has invented today. This is a new dish I have invented today. Actually, I have made a mistake, but a new thing I have made. Now, if these two things are mixed, this is what will happen. It is known to everyone. It is not my new thing, and I have not brought that two qualities together. It anyway happens. Yes, I was there to facilitate it. Yes, I put the things inside. Yes, but what credit am I taking? Sometimes children, we say that, okay, no, you have to cook. No, I only prepared. Acha, what did you do? That whenever my mummy asked for a vessel, I gave the vessel. When she asked for knife, I gave knife. So that is my contribution to today's dinner. So if that child would not have given, so will that mother not have used the instrument? She would have stretched her hand and got it. There was no need for that, but still, I feel I am contributing to something. Yes, but Tattvavit, a person of knowledge, knows things are happening anyways. This ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate, the one who thinks I am the doer, I have to do everything and all. Such a person finds it difficult even to do sadhana. Because when I do sadhana, and if I meditate and realize the truth, then what will happen to this world? Then I have realized, and without me, how will this world run? Very difficult. So that is why I am not doing sadhana. For helping this world, sustaining this world. Otherwise, without me, what will happen to this world? मेरे बिना इस दुनिया का क्या होगा? भला होगा. It will be, everything will be fine only. There is nothing. Your disturbances will not come. That's all. Your interference will not be felt. Otherwise, everything will happen. Actually speaking, everything is happening by itself, even if we are not there in the picture. Actually, in the whole grand scheme of all living beings, if the human being is taken out of the equation, everything will run without any problem. All problem is coming when he is coming inside. The human being is creating all the problem. And we feel that we are running the whole show. Which is not the fact. Everything is happening. Gunaha guneshu vartante. I am not here to run the show. I am here as a part of this whole scheme. But I interfere, I disturb, I create imbalance. पेड़ मैं काटता हूं, प्रदूषण मैं फैलाता हूं, और फिर कहता हूं मैं दुनिया चला रहा हूं. कैसे चला रहा हूं? ये बहुत गलत तरीका है चलाने का. But if we look at it, a wise man says everything is anyway happening. I am a part of it. I am happy to be a part of it, but I am not running the show. I am not under any such illusion. Gunaha guneshu vartante iti matva na sajjate. When I am not the doer, I am not the agent, I am not running the show, then what will I be attached to? Because I cannot call anything as mine. This I and mine, मैं और मेरा, where does it come from? When I get identified with the body, then that body becomes I. Then anything related to the body, then it becomes mine. मैं यानी शरीर, और शरीर से संबंधित सब कुछ मेरा. So this I-ness and my-ness, they come from this wrong identification only. And thinking, I am the doer. If I am the doer, I get attached to the action. I get attached to the result of the action. Whereas a tattvavit, a person who knows about this prakriti and his gunas, etc., such a person will not get disturbed, will not get attached to anything. Gunaha guneshu vartante. Things are interacting with each other, things are going on by itself. There is no, even without me, everything is going on. There's this beautiful prasanga in Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavan Shri Krishna lifts the Govardhan mountain. Now, there, of course, there is a spirit of devotion. There is no ego, but still there's a devotion is there, but the action is very identifiable, we can relate to. And what is that? Bhagavan is lifting the mountain single-handedly. He doesn't need any help or anything. So he has lifted the Govardhan Parvat. And then these all Gwalas, they bring a stick and support it. Say that we will, no? And the attitude is, Bhagavan's hand must be paining. So, we will support and give him some relief. So that's a beautiful devotional aspect. But looking at it from this shloka point of view, we will be able to understand that that stick which we are like that, without us everything was happening only. He does not need our help, but we think I am doing it. If we do it with devotion as an offering, no problem. That is not bandhan. That is bhakti. But if we do it that, see, I am supporting the mountain. Bhagavan, if he wants, he can take his hand down. Nothing will happen. I am only supporting. That becomes ego. And then I am doing it. Whereas a person who knows, he doesn't get attached. He knows this thing is happening by itself. I am not needed actually. If I get a chance to participate, it is my good fortune. मेरा भाग्य है कि मुझे मौका मिल रहा है कुछ करने का, नहीं तो मैं करता धरता नहीं हूं इसका. Ganapati Atharva Shirsham starts with Tvameva kartasi, dhartasi, hartasi, everything you are only there. I am not any of this. Guna guneshu vartante iti matva na sajjate, never gets attached. Never wants credit for anything. Because I know it is not me. Even if somebody gives credit, he knows that it is not me. How does it matter? People are applauding, appreciating, acknowledging, saying, wow, beautiful, and praising and praising. He is unaffected by it. Because anyway, I am not the Karta. Why should I take all the credit and why should I even feel the need of getting credit? I am na sajjate, doesn't get attached. So, such a person, if we say stop doing it, he'll stop. Let that person do. No, that person is not doing properly. You only do. Okay, I will do. That will be the attitude of that person. A person who is understanding, such a person will not have any desire, any agenda of one's own. He will work with everyone, encourage everyone, help everyone. And if nobody is there, he will do all the work also and give credit to everybody also. That is the greatness. Tattvavid. So moving further, he says, Bhagavan says in the verse number 29, Prakritir guna sammudhaha
प्रकृतेर्गुणसम्मूढाः
sajjante guna karmasu
सज्जन्ते गुणकर्मसु
tana kritsna vido mandan
तान् कृत्स्नविदो मन्दान्
kritsna vinna vichalayet.
कृत्स्नभिन्न विचालयेत्
Bhagavan says, Prakritehe guna sammudhaha guna karmasu sajjante. Sajjante get attached. Who get attached? Prakritehe guna sammudhaha. Sammudhaha, again ignorant. Ignorant about this Prakriti's gunas and its impact that it is happening. They are not able to understand the working of this universe, which is by itself very efficient. I don't have to bring about any change. The seasons, they are progressing by its own way. Sun rises, sets, everything is following its own routine. Everything in the world is happening perfectly well. I try to think that, okay, I have to bring about some change. I have to make some improvements, which is not required. So the one who is not able to see this efficient functioning of the universe by the gunas of Prakriti, Prakritehe guna sammudhaha, not able to see and understand the functioning of the gunas, such a person, what happens? Guna karmasu sajjante. They get attached in the gunas and karmas. Gunas and karmas mean guna is the instruments and the objects. These instruments and objects, they get attached with them. They identify with the instruments and get attached to the objects. So whether it is a subtle instrument like the buddhi, that I am the thinker. So if even for a joke somebody says you don't have buddhi, how dare you say that? How can you say such a thing? I take it so seriously that I prove what has been said about it. तुम्हारा तो दिमाग ही नहीं है. ऐसे कैसे बोल दिया दिमाग नहीं है? Hence proved. So the instrument we get attached to, identified and attached, and whatever is the object, if there is a thought in my mind, sometimes this happens in the buddhi, which rarely is put to use. There is a by chance one question comes up. This happens. We can relate to this. A question comes up by chance. Because usually the person who thinks, questions may come. But rarely if somebody thinks, and then one day one question came. I feel, I have a question. I feel very good. Because now I am a thinker, and now I have a question. I am a rational thinker. Now the question may be a foolish question, never mind. Or question may be something that was explained just half an hour before. But still, the question is question. Now my identity is what? Thinker. And there one question has come, that is my object of attachment. Guna karma. In this guna karma, that is the instrument and its function, I am attached to. Now, with that attachment, if I go to somebody and ask this question, and if the person gives an answer, I am scared. Why? Because as soon as it is answered, the question is gone. And that was my only sole identity, my object of attachment. वो सवाल को ही मिटा दिया इन्होंने जवाब देके. Big danger. So, I will ask only those people whom I am sure cannot answer this question. And if somebody tries to answer, then that person can't stand it. Then that some argument will go, no, but this is not the thing. I am not actually interested. Why? Because I am so attached to that question. So such people, when they came to Guruji to ask, we have seen, they'll ask such a question and they'll say also, we have asked this to many people. Nobody has been able to answer this. And then they will start the question. We have seen Guruji listening very patiently, and then he will say, if many great people have not been able to answer, your question is something really great. How can I answer? And they feel very happy. Why? Because that is the only identity I have, that I can call myself a thinker. Because this question, by mistake, it came to me once. That's why I don't want the answer of it. I am so attached to the question. Actually, and this is how we get stuck. Sometimes one action I do and that is my identity. Sometimes it's post also, post. One post I have, that post becomes my identity. Guna karma, attachment. So I have this designation. Designation will be anything. I am cleanliness officer, cleanliness executive. Oh, you are cleanliness executive. What do? I sweep the floor. But I've got a designation, cleanliness executive. I am attached to that. मैं झाड़ू लगा रहा हूँ और कुछ काम नहीं है मेरा. But I am attached to that post also. Give me the post. So that alone becomes my identity. इतना attachment हो जाता है. And that identity, sometimes I get that particular designation, but I don't want to do anything. But I still want that designation. So I hold on to it because that alone becomes my identity. और वो बहुत दुखद अवस्था है. It's a very miserable state where I have no other identity. I don't know myself other than this. And that too, this identity has been given by the world because of some reason, whatever reason may be. So if we look at our own self so many times, Prakrite Guna Sammudhaha cannot see what is happening in the world, and therefore Guna Karmasu Sajjante, get attached to it. And lesser we do, more is the attachment. The person who works very hard and works a lot, such a person doesn't have any attachment. किस से कितना अटैचमेंट लेगी, एक आइडेंटिटी हो तो समझे. हाँ, तो इतनी सारी आइडेंटिटी है, ये भी करते हैं, वो भी करते हैं, हाँ वो भी कर लेते हैं, ये भी कर लेते हैं, हो गया. एवरीथिंग आई एम डूइंग. सो इफ आई एम रियली वर्किंग हार्ड, I don't have time for getting attached. The person who works little gets attached to every little thing. See, this is, for example, if we have written only 2 lines of poetry in the whole life, 2 पंक्तियां जब लिखते हैं, that's when we get most attached to those 2 lines. And then we will send to big, big magazines, इसको छापो. And it will be, has no meaning. पेड़ के नीचे घास, घास खाए भैंस. अरे वाह, मैंने कविता लिखी. अरे वाह. And this is, and I get so attached. This is my poem. Anybody who comes home, I want to recite my poem, and I will take out my book of poetry by what I have written, 2 lines. वो भी याद नहीं, मुझे पढ़ के सुनाना पड़ता है. इतना घटिया किस्म का पोएम है ये, पर फिर भी I am attached. But someone who has written so much, what attachment? भगवान आदि शंकराचार्य जी फिर से, आर यू अटैच्ड टू योर राइटिंग्स? विच राइटिंग्स? हाउ मच हैज बीन रिटन? व्हाट राइटिंग्स? What all should I keep account of? Swami Taponji Maharaj used to go to the Kashi Vishwanath Bhagwan of Uttar Kashi, Saumya Kashi. And there every day, like people used to go take flowers and offer it at the Shivalinga, Taponji Maharaj used to write 1 verse and offer it at the Shivalinga. That was his offering every day. So like that, now what hisab will they keep? That I have written so much, I have written. Others compiled such things and said, oh yeah, this is all composition. Otherwise what? Someone who has done a lot. So here he is saying that prakritir gunasammudha, person who is ignorant and doesn't really act much also, such a person only really gets attached, because has limited identity, limited action, limited area of work. Therefore, I thrive on that. पहचान के लिए एक ही चीज हो मेरे पास तो बहुत मुश्किल होता है. So here Bhagavan is giving advice to those who are not ignorant like that. That people who understand, for them he is giving guidance, saying, Tan akritsnavidah mandan kritsnavit na vichalayet. A person who is akritsnavit means does not understand this. Mandan, he is slow, dull-witted. Such a person, the one who knows kritsnavit na vichalayet, should not unsettle the mind of such a person. Should not give unnecessary, overdose of information. उसको बहुत ज़्यादा कुछ समझाने की आवश्यकता नहीं है, उसको सही मार्ग पर ले आने की जरूरत है. धीरे धीरे, slowly. Na vichale, suddenly don't ask him to stop this and change completely. Such a person will not be able to do it. So a person of knowledge has to be compassionate, patient with a person who is ignorant. Sometimes there's a laborer, mazdoor. Now we give some job to that person does it. So now if the person is not able to understand our instruction and does something else, so then we get very irritated. What is this? इतना भी नहीं समझ में आता इनको. But whose responsibility कि उनको समझ में आए? Of the 2 people, the knowledgeable person is having the responsibility of communication or the ignorant person? Obviously it is the knowledgeable person whose responsibility is to communicate. वो जो अज्ञानी है उसका दायित्व थोड़ी है कि समझ में आना चाहिए. तो ज्ञानी है, जो समझदार है, उसी को समझाना आना चाहिए. This very interesting story. This man, very, very rich man, he wanted his porch, in the house, the front porch. He had this in his bungalow. The porch, he wanted it painted. So he said that I'll get some, young college student or someone. So I don't have to pay so much also, and they will paint it for me. So let me do that. So very miserly person. He didn't want to spend also much, but he wanted the job done. So he called one young boy and said, "You paint this. You have to take the paint from the garage and paint the porch. How much will you take?" He said, "You want to paint the porch?" Huh? Said, "Okay, you give me the $100. Oh, that much only? Yes, he expected more. He said, he is really a foolish guy. So very good. So you $100 I will give you. You please paint it quickly. Okay. How much time will you take? In one day I can easily paint. Less than a day actually, but I can do it in a few hours. He said he seems to be very hardworking and efficient also. Yet he is foolish enough to not take much money. He said, okay, done. Deal done. He said, okay, you start the job. I will see in the evening. He said, okay. Garage was open. Said, you do it. Okay. In 2 hours he came. He said, sir, the porch is done. Huh? Painted? Yes, completely. I did 2 coatings also. Oh, really? Yes, you are so efficient. Oh, then he said, but I have more time left. So can I paint the Audi also, which is next to it? If we give job to foolish people, whether he understood porch to be Porsche. Okay. So he painted the car. So the point is that now communication did not happen. Who is responsible for this? Not the person who is not knowing. The person who knows should know how to communicate also. Don't unsettle the mind of those people who are ignorant. Don't suddenly give them so much of. You communicate clearly that this is what you have to do. If we just say something, so many times this happens, and sometimes we get irritated actually at the end of the day without realizing that we have only created this situation. We say something and we feel that communication has happened, but the other person has not understood or misunderstood it. That is why he's saying that they are attached. They want, the way this miser was wanted more work in less money. That foolish man, that boy also wanted more money in less work. So he understood Porsche to be Porsche. And then he he did it and said, done. Give me my money, I'm off. So a person with no knowledge or less knowledge, limited understanding is not to be disturbed, but to be guided and directed by a person of knowledge. Tan akritsna vidaha mandan kritsnavit na vichalayet. So then, Bhagavan, then how should one work? You tell me. What is the way of action? Now, Bhagavan is giving this 30th verse of the 3rd chapter is the verse of secret of success. How to be successful? What is the way of action? What is the real attitude behind the action? How should one act? This is given in this 30th verse. We'll read the verse first. Mai sarvani karmani
मयि सर्वाणि सर्वकर्माणि
सन्न्यस्याध्यात्मचेतसा
सन्न्यस्याध्यात्मचेतसा
निराशीर्निर्ममो भूत्वा
निराशीर्निर्ममो भूत्वा
युध्यस्व विगतज्वरः.
युध्यस्व विगतज्वरः.
Here, Bhagavan is saying what is to be done, how it is to be done, what all should be avoided, what is the best attitude for work to be done so that we are successful. Safalta ka rahasya. What is it? First, what is to be done? Bhagavan is saying युद्धस्व. क्या करना चाहिए? युद्ध करना चाहिए. So that is why people don't read Gita. जैसे युद्ध करने को कहा है, भगवान is teaching us to fight. That is why I don't study the Gita, because it is warmongers scripture. No. Yudhyasva in this context means perform your duty. Because at this time, Arjuna's duty is to fight the war, to face the situation and do the best that he can do in that situation. So that is his duty. That is why Bhagavan is using the word Yudhyasva. So in entire Bhagavad Gita, as many places we find the word Yudhyasva, we have to understand it as perform your duty. So what is to be done? Now we are taking secret of success. Where should we succeed? What kind of success are we talking about? First thing, perform your duties. That is the success. First step to success is understand what is your duty and do it. And we have already enough talked about duties. Duties are determined by our role, our identity. So having that understanding, clarity about our identity, performing our duties. Yudhyasva. Fight the war. Acha. Now, how to fight this war? What should be our attitude? For what should I fight this war? Or for what should I perform my duties? What should be my objective? Because any action I undertake, whether it is my duty or even a selfish action, always there is a purpose in our mind, whether we are conscious, whether we are aware or not. Purpose is there. Without purpose, even a fool will not act. Some purpose has to be there. So what is the purpose? क्यों कर रहे हैं? कुछ भी कर रहे हैं तो अगर यहाँ कहा युद्धस्व, why? For what? Now we all must have experienced when we take up some, let us say a businessman is there, that businessman is investing any resource. It could be money, it could be time, it could be effort, anything. And a businessman is one who is called as money minded, right? Money minded means what? That everything he invests, he says, what will I get out of it? How much will be the returns? And a good businessman is one who will think through this before investing anything. That how much returns? What is the security of this capital? And I should get much more than what is expected. There has to be minimum so much % of profit. Otherwise, what kind of the businessman he is? So, businessman is constantly oriented towards profit, oriented towards wealth. That how can I generate more and more wealth? That is how a businessman should think. Right. Now, if there is a person who is, let us say, a doctor. Now, a doctor, when a patient comes, what does the doctor think? The doctor thinks like the businessman, saying, how can I bring him back again and again? A doctor doesn't think, otherwise he's a businessman. A doctor will think, how will this person be healthy? Quickest and long term. So, a doctor's thinking is not like that of a businessman. Then what is the doctor's thinking like? Health oriented thinking. That how can this person be made healthy and can remain healthy. So accordingly, the person, so the thinking pattern is different. Now there is a student. A student is going to attend a class. Then what does a student think? How can I gain knowledge? Knowledge oriented thinking. So any action, now if a student is told that you come to my class and don't go to that class, I will give you money. If it is a student who is knowledge oriented, will not think about money, will think about where will I gain right knowledge and then go to that place, not think about any other consideration. Then the student will not think about, there, the facilities are better, so I will go there. Here there is no facility properly, so then I think I will go there only. That student is, if it is a knowledge oriented thinking, then that student is not thinking about the facility. That student is thinking about knowledge. Where and how can I get that knowledge? So each one of us, any area of work we take, we have one particular orientation of thinking, and we always think about what is the best gain that I get. This is natural, and we all understand it's a basic innate wisdom that we have. Here, Bhagwan is saying, how should we do our action, our duties? Yudhyasva Adhyatma Chetasa. Adhyatma Chetasa means here he is talking about orientation, not wealth oriented, not health oriented, not knowledge oriented. What orientation? Adhyatma Chetasa, my spiritual unfoldment. How well can my spiritual unfoldment take place? That is the consideration. That is how I am thinking. So I am doing my duty. मैं अपना कर्तव्य ही कर रहा हूं, पर यह सोच के कि मेरी आध्यात्मिक प्रगति कैसे हो सकती है. So, like the money minded person will always think, what will I get back? Like that, this person is thinking about what will be the spiritual gains I will have by taking up this action, how best I can do so that I am spiritually growing. Adhyatma Chetasa. Will this take me closer to God? Will this take me to peace and bliss? Will this take me towards my own self? If this will take me, I will do it. If it will not, I keep away. This is called spirituality oriented thinking. Adhyatma Chetasa. This is how a seeker who wants success thinks about. And this is not only for spiritual matters or spiritual actions. This is also for worldly actions. A person who does worldly action also will think about his spiritual progress only. Such a person. Even I am not interested in spiritual progress. Then, even if we think we are not interested, we do want it. Why? Because what I am looking for is infinite happiness. Who can say in this world that I don't want it? I may not call it spirituality. I say I want happiness. Okay, for that. But what kind of happiness? Not momentary sensual happiness. Because I am not interested in that. That I have experienced so many times. That is not what my real purpose is. My purpose is long term, forever. I want to be in that happiness. And how can I be there? What is the way? So, will I get long term happiness or not? See, this is called discrimination. Adhyatma Chetana, that's what Shankaracharya ji defines this as discrimination. Viveka Buddhya, Adhyatma Chetasa. So, what is Viveka Buddhi? See, we all do this. Huh? We all do this. Let us say we go to buy something. And let us say we are buying a washing machine. In one place, it is said that you get 5-year warranty. And other place, it says 10-year warranty. And every other aspect is same. Then what will we buy naturally? 10 year. Why? Long term. We already have this program inside us. But in worldly ways, it is expressed. In the spiritual world, it is not expressed. It is not developed within. That's all. In the journey within, it has to develop. Otherwise, externally, we know. Something we'll say that it will stay for 2 days, and something it will stay for 7 days. I want generally that, okay, whatever stays on for longer, give me that. Because I want my happiness to stay on for longer. That is the purpose, mainly. If I go to buy medicines, now I always check what is the expiry date. Anything also, if eatable something I am buying, immediately on the label I say what is the shelf life, how many months or how many years it will stay. What is it that I am looking for? I am always looking for long term, long term, long term, or something that is sustained, something that will keep me happy forever. So, Adhyatma Chetasa, spirituality oriented thinking. My Viveka, my choices become like that. Will this take me closer to myself? Will this take me? A devotee is there. He will always think, will this take me closer to the Lord? I will do that. Acha. But this duty, thinking spiritually of spiritual gains and thinking about it, but if I think about a particular gain and act, then that will bind me. Even if it is a spiritual gain. So, what do I have to do? I have to dedicate it, offer it to something higher. And that is why he's saying, Mai Sanyasya. Sarvani Karmani, Mai Sanyasya. All the actions, offer it to me. Sanyasya means cheerfully offer it to me. Now, how to offer? If I constantly feel the presence of the Lord, I'm devoted to the Lord, when I feel grateful towards whatever I have been given, then automatically I feel like performing everything for the Lord. This is one way of offering everything to the Lord. That I am dedicated, so therefore my life is dedicated to the Lord. So anything I do is dedicated to the Lord automatically. But another way of dedicating everything to the Lord is I belong to the Lord. When I belong to Him, then whatever I do, automatically it is His only. So then separately I don't have to do anything. I am yours, then whatever I do cannot be mine. Because I myself belong to you. मैं ही यदि आपका हो गया तो मेरे द्वारा किए हुए कर्म मेरे थोड़े हो जाएंगे. हाँ. So I have completely, I am only yours. So Mai Sarvani Karvani Sanyasya, giving up everything at my feet, offering everything to the Lord. Thinking about only spiritual growth and gains. Perform your duty. But not just that, how to perform that action also. So he says, when we perform duties, Puja Gurudev puts it very beautifully, that if we carry a pot full of water from the well to the home and we find the pot is empty by the time we reach home, what does it mean? I filled the water at the well and by the time I brought it home, it is empty. What does it mean? There are holes or there is some leakage. That is why all the water has flown out. Now, Gurudev also explains in our personality also there are three leakages, not one, three leakages. That is why all this Adhyatma Chetasa, Mai Sarvani Karvani Sanyasya, duty I will do, but nothing is happening. Why? Three leakages. Energy is all drained. And that is why we feel, I am tired. What did you do? How long were you working? 1 hour I worked. I'm tired. Sometimes not even work. Today class is going on and on and on. What happened? We are tired now. Tired. You are not tired talking. What is this? We are tired, exhausted now. How much more are you going to speak? 5 more minutes. So what are these leakages? So these leakages are generally, Puja Gurudev says, whenever we are doing something, suddenly the mind will go to the past. Some memory, some regrets, something of the past. Bhutkal. So, nothing happening in present. Gone. Leakage. Energy is drained. I am doing nothing. I have not even started. But energy is depleting in the past. Or worries of the future. Bhavishyakal. Bhavishya Chinta. What will happen? Will I succeed in this action? I am performing action right now in the present, but I am thinking about what will happen in future. Will this really yield the results that I want? Will this be successful? I don't know whether people will join or not. What will happen to me? Now, I have not even started working, but energy is getting depleted by thinking about the future also, worrying about the future also. I say, no, 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 I don't go to the past, not to the future. But in the present also sometimes what happens is we get so excited and overwhelmed. I have so much to do. So much work I have. What will I do? Where to begin? I want to start. And Gurudev very beautifully dramatizes the whole situation. He says, you are at an office. He talks about olden days office. There is a pile of files that you have to deal with. You say, now so many files, how will I do? And I have to finish them today itself. Pull out one file and start looking at it. Suddenly you are seeing from the corner of the eye there is one urgent. Then you put this aside, pull that out, and as you are looking at it, the peon comes with two more files, most urgent. So now you put this also on the side, third one you start, and then you say, oh, but there was one file of last week also remaining, that I have not attended, take it from the bottom, and then say, no, no, but this is most urgent, let me do this first, no, 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 let me do that first. I have not started only in the present, but I am so excited that I am not able to do anything, and I'm tired. Without doing anything, tired. What is this? Leakage. So that is why here Bhagavan is saying, Nirashihi nirmamaha bhutva vigatajvaraha bhutva yudhyasva. Nirmamaha. Mamaha means minus. My is always associated with the past. Mera aisa tha, main aisa tha. So that ego and the associations will always be with the past. My ability. I want to do that. I always wanted to do this. I'm so happy. Today I have got this opportunity. I always wanted to do that. That time also, if my friend also was there with me, today we would have done it together. But no, those days were so nice. Gone. Mama, they're saying nirmamaha bhutva. Without that mamatva. Means bring your mind, withdraw your mind from the past. Nirashihi, Asha. Asha means hopes about the future. It is always, I hope this is done properly. I hope this works out well. I hope people will like it. I hope I am successful. This is Nirashihi. Sometimes this Nirashihi means sometimes it is translated as without hope. We are always hopeful. It is not that positive hope that helps us move forward, but this hope means dreaming about the future. Durasha is talked about. Nirashihi. Without that, futuristic worries or dreaming, imaginations, bring it to the present. And in the present, Vigata Jwaraha. Without the fever of excitement. Jwara means excitement. Vigata Jwaraha means without that excitement, that fever, peacefully start doing the work. Puja Guruji puts it very beautifully, and this also I think most of us can relate to. Says, don't make a to-do list and keep on staring at it. This is what we do often. I have made a to-do list. I have to do these things. Oh, I have to do so much. Oh, I have to do so much. Oh, I have to do so much. Nothing is getting done, but I'm getting tired. I have a headache. I say, okay, let me have a cup of tea for the headache. I have a cup of tea. Oh, half an hour more gone. I have to do so much. How will I do so much? And then I get second headache, second cup of tea. But no work is being done. Better start. Start anywhere because there is enough work. It is like when we are writing an exam, there's a question paper, and I look at the question paper. Oh, so many questions, 100 marks. How will I do in 3 hours? It is too difficult, and all these big answers. When will I complete them? I have to write so many pages full of. Arey, start. Only if we start, it will start getting done. शुरू तो करो. और कहीं ना कहीं एक जगह से तो शुरू कर सकते हैं. We can't start everywhere. So this Vigata Jwaraha, without that fever of excitement in the present. So don't let your energies get drained in these three leakages and conserve all the energies and channelize. So conservation is indicated by Nirashihi Nirmamaha Vigata Jwaraha Bhutva. And channelizing Mai Sarvani Karmani Sanyasya Adhyatma Chetasa. Then what happens? Then you do your action. You will succeed. Yuddhasva Vigata Jwaraha. So this is a sure formula for success in any field. This is a sure formula. After this, Bhagavan still talks about Arjun, if you follow this, it will be good for you. What will happen if I follow? And what will happen if I don't follow? Bhagavan will say that in the following verses. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om